Jesus Christ. Feels like years since I've done a YouTube video. Obviously it was announced the other day that the new series of Doctor Who is going to be starting on the 7th of October, I think, which is literally a month away from me recording this video. Now after this video I've still got Sarah Jane Series 5, Doctor Who Series 7A, Doctor Who Series 7B, Series 8, Series 9, Class Series 1 and Doctor Who Series 10. That's still 7 videos that I've got to make before the 7th of October. Obviously, because of the house move, that's why this video took ages to make, and there's probably going to be things stopping me from making videos so often for those 7 extra series as well. So I'm probably just going to have to take this whole marathon into, well, past the first episode of Series 11, but who cares? Obviously, this is my Torchwood Series 4 reaction, Miracle Day. It's a good series, actually. I really did enjoy it. I think it's really underrated in general. Obviously, a lot of people dislike Torchwood Miracle Day just because of the fact that the Americans got involved in it and they changed a lot of things. But to be honest, I feel like it still felt like Torchwood at its heart, which is obviously a good thing. Going into the actual episodes, obviously the first one was The New World. Like I said, I think the story arc for the series is really good. The fact that literally no one on the planet has the ability to die anymore. You can tell the Americans got involved just because of how vast the show felt, and obviously you've got Americans in the show now and it felt very obviously American. Rex and Esther kept mentioning something to do with the 456. I'm not sure if this is talking about the 456 from Children of Earth or whether it's just like a little reference or whatever, but I'm interested to know. How did that RPG not explode when it went through Gwen's house? It just hit 2 windows and didn't explode until it hit the mountain on the other side of the house. I think the first episode was brilliant. It really set up the threads for the whole series very nicely, and yeah, it worked really well. Rendition. Obviously, the majority of this story was set on the plane. I feel like the gay air hostess, whether he's gay or not, he's well funny. He's well funny. It feels really strange to see Jack so ill just because of the way his character has been since the first series of Torchwood, since the first series of Doctor Who, of the modern series. As silly as some of it was, that scene where Gwen and the rest of like Rex and that had to make that cure for Jack to like, stop him from dying. It was really fun and great and good. I just love how Rex just straight up snapped that woman's neck when she was going for him. Dead of Night. I don't quite get the thing about the soulless. Obviously they don't really come up again, so I feel like it is a little bit unnecessary and I don't know why they really brought it in. But yeah. Lemonade is flat in America. Who knew? I like how issues that probably would be quite realistic if this was to happen in real life are being considered in a way. Such as, what can you class as murder? Like, how far can you draw the line between taking it from like assault to murder? Where's the line get drawn now, sort of thing? And should prescription drugs now be available over the counter? In my opinion, I feel like all prescription drugs should be able to be bought over the counter anyway. That's just my opinion. I know that most people probably don't agree with that. In real life, I'm talking about, not just in this, in real life. That's how I think. I know a lot of people would disagree with it, like I said, but don't. I'm right. I feel like Bill Pullman put on a brilliant performance as Oswald Danes. Obviously, at this point, he still hasn't become a massive character in the series, but obviously, the development of his character in the series, I feel like is great. Escape to LA. I feel like the storyline with Esther's sister could have been explored a little bit more. I feel like it was very sort of came out of nowhere and then got pushed aside again in like a few minutes. I wish I went to Venice Beach when I was in LA. If you're interested in my trip to America at all, click up in the corner and there'll be a link to that vlog, my America vlog. I love the way they developed the bond between Rex and Jack. They're very different people, but very similar I feel like again when that scene when Rex goes to see his dad, I feel like it's another thing with like Esther's sister where there isn't enough development there. It's like it came out of nowhere and then it didn't go anywhere after those few minutes, which is a shame because I feel like it was really touching just for the few minutes that there was screen time between them both. Again, as silly as it was, I love that scene when Jack and Gwen managed to get the biometrics of that bloke. What a horrible way to go. That woman who got crushed in that car whilst still remaining conscious. She did deserve it though, to be fair, didn't she? I fucking hate this top. The categories of life. I feel like the way the governments took control over the whole situation, the fact that someone managed to hack the contact lenses, oh there's a cat out there. The fact that someone managed to hack Gwen's contact lenses was very creepy actually, and it worked quite well. Immortal Sins. All of the 1920s scenes seemed very out of place and very random until the very end of the episode when we find out that Thing is still alive, what's his name, Angelo. Since when could a vortex manipulator forge a written document? I really like the way Gwen and Jack showed their true colours to each other when they thought they were on the verge of the end of their relationship. There were quite a few nice little references in this episode, namely the Doctor. His name was obviously name dropped, and the Tricksters Brigade, which is obviously a group that's between like the Sarah Jane Adventures, Torchwood and Doctor Who. Why the fuck would Angelo even stab Jack in the first place? I've got absolutely no idea. I'm surprised nobody actually did nick Jack's vortex manipulator when he was being tortured. I love the way Torchwood turned the whole situation back round on these other people within a matter of seconds. End of the road. I feel like I actually find the thing with the families probably more interesting than a lot of other things in this episode, purely because of the mystery, and that's obviously a mystery that sort of carries on from the rest of the series. When Gwen said, "Why the hell? Bollocks. Start again. Any chance for a drink?" It was clearly a blooper that they kept in because it was funny, and it did work quite well, but it was clearly a blooper. Rex getting those contact lenses was kind of convenient, to be honest. I feel like when Angelo died, considering Jack and Angelo were past lovers, I feel like Jack could be a little bit more bothered than he was. He seemed more interested in the fact that bloody hell, he's actually died, as opposed to, oh my god, he's dead. How can dying of old age now be considered a crime? The Gathering. I liked how throughout this episode there was a lot of old school Torchwood music being used from like series 1, and I did like that. I really like that. Once again, Bill Pullman put on a fantastic performance throughout. That detective who made the comment to Gwen like, not as hot as he's going to be. What a dickhead. I do feel like it's quite clever how they revealed where the blessing was after the whole series worth of teasing it. To be honest, the blessing just looks like a giant arse crack. Granted, a very ugly arse crack, but very much like an arse crack. So what's in the centre of the earth? Ragnos ship or the blessing? Plot hole. The bloodline. That scene when Jack told Oswald where he came from was beautifully directed, written, acted. It was a great scene. It was very, very deep. I feel like it's in this episode where the whole audience starts to get a massive hatred for Charlotte. Even though they made comments about the Silurian settlements, the Ragnos spaceship, they never made it clear what's inside the centre of the earth, which is something I wish they would have done. Once again, it seemed very convenient that Rex happened to have transplanted Jack's blood into his body in between these two episodes. I feel like it was done very badly. Obviously they were hinting at it the whole story, but it was pretty obvious that they were just talking about his chest. I feel like Esther's death was actually really, really emotional, and Oswald's last lines just before he blew himself up were sick, but really, really fit his character so well.
Oh, God, I'll see her! You won't see anybody, you're going to hell, see? That's where they go. All the bad little girls. They run straight to hell. I'm following! Susie, keep running! I'm coming to get you!
Once again, the performance from Bill Pullman was absolutely fantastic. He's probably one of the best performing actors in this whole series, in my humble opinion. People kept referencing Plan B. If this was Plan A, what the fuck was Plan B? And I feel like they were hinting at like Miracle Day Part 2 sort of thing, but obviously it's a shame that never came around, and I hope at some point in the future we see that again. I feel like the ending would have been so much better if they left it on that cliffhanger of is Jack actually dead? Did he die when he was shot and the blessing sucked in all his blood? Or did he not die? And all that, I feel like it would have been such a great cliffhanger to kind of end the whole of Torchwood on. And obviously if they bring it back, then they could have answered that. If they don't bring it back, then it leaves it up to the viewers and the audience what they think. I feel like that would have worked so much better. But to be honest, overall, I feel like the whole series is very, very underrated. I really did enjoy it. It's definitely worth a watch. Obviously, it's not typical Torchwood. It's not the Torchwood that you're used to. It's not the Welsh show that we're used to anymore. It's now American and stuff. But it's fun. Like I said, thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. My next review is going to be of Sarah Jane Adventures Series 5. There's only 3 stories in that series, so hopefully I'm going to be able to get that out very quick. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. Also subscribe to have also subscribe. Comment below what you thought of Torchwood Miracle Day, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh!